So many people are led to believe that a certification will unlock a high-paying job or their dream job. Some of these same people, they spend so much time on collecting certificates, it might as well be a full-time job. But what do you actually get at the end of the journey from getting a certification? Usually you get a piece of paper, you slap it on the wall, periodically you can smile at it or cry at it. Now, the truth of the matter is, the certification industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's churning out tons of money. Everyone's getting a slice. The university gets a little piece, a little nonprofit action over there. They're getting a little taste, but not you. You're not getting anything. You're getting the certification. Now, when did this all start? For business and IT certs, it started around the 1940s, the 1950s. So it's about an 80-year-old racket at this point. Most employers are not hiring certifications. They're hiring people that have the experience and the skill. They have the ability to perform at a high level. You could be saying, well, the certification proves that. And no, it doesn't. What it proves is you had a curriculum or you had a class and you passed it. We don't even know what score you got. What did you get? Did you get a 70%, an 80%? Nobody knows. We just know you got a certification. I can't scroll on LinkedIn for over 3 to 4 minutes without running into Kyle got a new certification. Steven got a new certification. That's great, but that tells me one or two things. Number one, you got it for free. And if you got it for free, that's a pretty good deal, right? I mean, you invested your time, so it's never actually fully free, but you didn't pay anything out of pocket. Maybe you already have experience in the field and you're gaining the certification to complement it. Okay. Then the second category is you paid. Not only, you didn't pay a little bit. Let's say you paid thousands of dollars for that certification. What is it doing for you? Now, there's an exception. There are some career fields that absolutely need certifications. If you're looking at being a lawyer, obviously. Anything in the healthcare field, obviously. Those are needed. And at this point in time in IT, you need certifications. But many jobs do not require it. Some of them say preferred. It's not a requirement. If it is not a requirement, then I think your time is better spent in other areas. Because let's look at two things that actually will get you hired, that will get you a better position. Number one is, who do you know? Who knows you? Networking. You might not like it. That's okay. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it. Networking. Time is better spent growing your network. Introduce yourself to some people. Get to know some organizations, some communities. That's number one. Number two is storytelling. Because when you meet that person that's new to your network, you're going to tell them a story. You're going to pitch your value in the form of a story. Get better at storytelling. Not just with networking, it plays a crucial component in the interview section. You have to be able to pitch yourself. You know, when I walk into an interview, or when I used to walk into an interview, the number one story I had was a time when I was in Hawaii and I was managing buses and communicating with airport liaisons to get over 1,000 soldiers safely home when they arrived to Hawaii without losing any sensitive items, by ensuring that over $2 million of equipment was accounted for. The whole story. I pitched them the story: situation, task, action, result. That story, when rehearsed enough times, that's powerful. That's what's going to get you to the next step. Because even if you do waste a lot of this time and money getting the certification, look at PMP. That's a project manager's certification. And on that application, you have to prove that you have so many hours doing the function of project management. But even still, you would be amazed at how many people come out of the military with a PMP. That's the project manager certificate. They come out of there, they're looking for a job, and the employer is asking, what project have you managed? And all they could talk about was combat operations in Afghanistan or Iraq or the Horn of Africa. They don't have any practical experience doing it for IT or doing it for whatever industry they're trying to work in. You can't just say, hey, I'm a non-commissioned officer, I'm a commissioned officer and I have a PMP, hire me. A lot of times that's not going to work. The same goes for the human resource certificates. In my opinion, you shouldn't even need a certificate. Now, I'm saying this from the perspective as somebody who has earned and attained a human resource certificate. Okay? I studied for it, I paid a lot of money for it, and I earned it, and I have it. But do I think it's worth it? Do I think it's a crucial component? No, I do not. I think what's more important is you have that experience within human resource from whatever industry that you're targeting, whether that's private sector, whether that's public sector, government, whether, all the sectors are different. The way HR works in different organizations is completely different depending on what industry you're getting into. So even if you have the certification, if it's a requirement, that's the minimum. So everyone else is going to have it. You're competing against dozens that have it. Now, what's more important is, what have you done? What can you do for me? There's tons of examples where you have candidate A who interviews better, who has more skills, more experience, no certificate, and they get hired over this guy who's a certificate collector. He's got a dozen plus, and he's going to get some more next weekend. This guy gets hired over him every day. But the other big two problems that people will run into time and time again is, number one, their location. You can, I don't care how talented you are. If you're in the wrong location, you're going nowhere. You take the most talented individual in Silicon Valley and you put him in a rural Missouri city. Put him there. What is he going to do? He's going to work at Applebee's because there's nothing there for him. So the location will constrict your opportunities. And then number two, you're applying for the wrong job. You think you're an HR person, but you're not. You think you're an IT person, but you're not. You're just applying everywhere. And in the process, you're wasting everyone's time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting their time. Now, I know that in the IT community, my God, there's so many certificates out there, from Security Plus to every single thing else. And I got it. If that's part of your rhythm, if the industry demands it and you're getting an above average salary, you have to play the game. You have to jump on the hamster wheel of, I have to keep renewing my certificates. But if you are sitting there right now and you're a mid-career professional and you're looking for a better job, the first question I want you to ask yourself is a certification necessary? Is it needed? Is it mandated? Is it required? And if the answer is no, you probably could invest your time elsewhere to get a better position. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make time and time again is they either, once they get laid off or they quit their job or they're in between jobs and they're trying to find some purpose out there, they enroll in graduate school and they pursue a worthless master's degree. It's usually a master in organizational leadership or some nonsense like that. Or it's, let me get some certificates. Let me just get a pile of certificates, get a master's degree. And the absolute worst situation is if you're going into debt to get those things. It would be better money would be spent on taking a storytelling class or attending more networking events or joining the organization within your town. There's so many organizations out there and they help each other out. A lot of people are introverted and they don't want to go out there. They don't want to shake hands, introduce themselves, and make the time to have professional connections. In my city of Fairfax City, there's at least 4 or 5 professional organizations that are free that you can just join, attend the meetings, and you get to meet people that way. So speaking of jobs, if you're a job seeker right now, or if you've been looking in the past, you understand the concept of being ghosted, where the employer doesn't have the common decency to let you know the status. They don't let you know where you stand. Even if you take an interview, you attend an interview and you hear nothing. Well, good news, there's some new laws being developed that could be coming down the pipe that will penalize the employer. And in one region, they're getting fined up to $100,000 if they do not close the communication loop. So if you want to know more about that, check this video out next. Stay updated by signing up to the free newsletter down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.